criminal and was convicted. Mahmud Mohammed-Nurudeen has been looking at that story and has more.
In 1985, he was convicted and sentenced to death for murder after a suspect he and another colleague had been ordered to arrest died in a struggle. Looking at him now, there is nothing to suggest Prince is an ex-prisoner who had served 16 years at the Nsawam medium prisons. What surprises many close observers is the fact the ex-convict served as a police officer for 2 years before he was hauled into prison. In 2001, he was declared as a free man. It is a bright day for Prince here at his new residence after the horrible experience of prison life. He wants to put all that behind him and be remembered more of what he is doing now than he did in the past. And here is Prince's farm he has been managing for the past years.
I mean, you have separated them houses, so
Prince's father was also a known powerful police officer who could do many things at a time.
Remember, my father is a very strong man. He know where Vatakari Fugu, Vatakari, and there's talisman embodied in his dress. My father, I knew he was very powerful. He has a walking stick, there's a knife inside. If he has a problem with you, he should point at you and you hold it, you draw it, it will tear your hands. Very strong man. So I believe my father that nobody...
You can say he was, somehow a traditionalist.
That is how I believe, because he liked those powers.
Okay. On a day he described as black, he claims someone threatened his father and eventually crippled him with sickness that killed him later.
When my father had a problem with a sergeant, then the man warned my father that you, Yakuba, will show you. My father trusted himself that the man cannot harm him. Before we realized, my father got paralyzed. They brought somebody from the Transvoter Togoland to come and kill him. When the man goes to the bush and comes with herb, he removes certain things from my father's body, things from the rivers. It's something like the crab that, I don't know how to tell it, that the snails, the shells, he removed from my father's body. My father really suffered. Then one day, I was at my father's bed when he died.
Fear gripped Prince following his father's alleged ordeal, so he also resorted to black power from different spiritual men to fortify himself.
And I knew that somebody killed him, so I have to fortify myself. I've gone to take juju, but I don't tell people. You will never know it. Somebody gave me a power. That power then the man gave to me. When a snake bites me, it will die on the spot. When I cross a snake, it will die. And another person, a hunter at one village, gave me a medicine for women.
After his ordinary level education, he was eager to enlist into the police service, but feared he might not pass through the process. The only way out for him was to fall on another spiritual powerful person to ensure he sailed through.
I told him I want to join the armed forces. So I said I need some powers to enter there. So he gave me 12 midnight to meet at a particular cemetery. So I was there 11:45. When the man came, he was having a pot. They put this inside, herbs. Then he motioned me that we should enter. He was having a cutlass. When we entered to the cemetery, he cut a tree. You know, when you cut a tree, the tree was going this way. You see some branches, you can put something in between. Then the man cut the tree. He was speaking. He left the tree suspended in the air. Now I know that guy, that is the correct man. He was really recommended for me. So he asked me to undress. I removed all my dress and put at one side. Then he started to incantation. Then he put the pot on top of the tree that was suspending. Then he asked me to fetch the water. When I fetched, I was thinking I was going to wash my body. Then I was going to drink it. There were maggots inside. Some small maggot. But he said when I challenge him, I'll get mad. And because I don't want to get mad, I have to obey him. I fetch it above. It made me to drink 4 times. The 5th times, no, the 3 times. I remember 3 times. The 4th time, I have to bow from my head towards my ground. I did. I was shivering. So I wanted to take the singlet or the shirt that I left. He said, no. From today, when you bow, don't use towel to clean your body. Stand for your body to get dried. When I did, then he said he would give me something. The man spoke when he reached me, there was a thing that cracked in the cemetery. Then there was something in his hand. It said Batakari sleeveless. The mirror at the left and one at the right. And the whole boy talisman all around. He said, these are the spirit, the 99 spirit did it for me. That's what he told me. Then he commanded, and then a ring also came. He put it on my left finger. It means when I'm going to eat, I should eat in plastic bowls, glasses. So when there's poison or something, when I hold it, it will blast. And there's many things I used that thing to do. And the vest, I need not to make somebody see it. So I wear it before I wear my dresses. So you will never see it, because it was strict instructions. So the police own came. I went for enlistment, body selection, I passed. I went for written examination, I passed. So I'm going for medicals. And now, when I was 70 years, they had an operation on my tummy. I fear when I go to the hospital, the doctor might disqualify me. So I went and consulted the man who took me to the cemetery. They said I need help. They said he would do something for me. But that morning, if I'm going to the police hospital for check, I shouldn't greet anybody. And I shouldn't take greetings. So I went to him, and then he slapped my hand with a white substance in his hands. I said I shouldn't use this one to pay. I should use my left to pay to the police hospital. When I'm talking to the medicals, I should look eyeball to eyeball and do like this and clean my body. And that's when I told him while I go. And he failed, I'll come and beat you. And they said, because those days I was a rough. I was quiet, but at the same time, I'm in camera. So when I got to the police hospital, there was a lady at the medical officer. Then the medical officer asked me to go. When the lady finished, I should come. When I entered, no, the man didn't ask me because he said, my friend, remove your dress. I'm going to examine you. Then I remember what the man said. Then I asked, did you say? He said, I said. Then I made that day. The man was standing still. I said, Kai, this will work. Then he said, what's your name? I mentioned my name. He said, oh, don't worry yourself. You have passed. Then he signed for me. Then I believed the man.
As a powerful man, he was believed to be in the police service. Prince Yahya performed what others considered a daunting task with ease.
With these powers that you had in the past, how were you cooperating with your colleagues at the workplace? I mean, in terms of crime and all that.
One deputy commissioner called David Awalankaki identified me. Then he asked me to come and be the bodyguard of former PNDC member Mrs. Anne Eni, because when soldiers come, they can't stand the woman. The woman said a little bit difficult, and then they asked me to go. And I told David that if she would take instructions from me, I would do the work. The woman would take it, because I'm protecting you. If something, they will ask me. So if you agree to, when I speak, you take it. He said, hey, what are you going to bring to me? So they left me alone. So when I was operation, people see me more than all my colleagues. When I no doubt about it. So I became a friend. Many commissions, even one commander, when he's going out with me, I hold a pistol. I went and joined the operation squad, and
they trusted you.
They trusted me. I sleep with AK-47 with double magazine. I have pistol with me, everything. So I love the work because of my father's work.
One day, he lost it all. Everything went upside down when he found himself on remand. The family did everything to get Prince out, but to no avail. Not even his spiritual master could help.
So one day, a theft case was reported and wait for an operation, and the man happened to die in our house. So they reported the case at the cast. And the other arrest.
That was when?
That was 1985. The guy was insulting us, and it was like he was resisting arrest. So he was to give and take affair. So we were 2+1. We were stronger than him. Not knowing they operated him, and he has been to prisons and coming and going. And he came out.
Ex-convict.
Yes, he came out. Then we had a problem with him. So there was an operational mark, and he had internal bleeding. The guy died. So we didn't think it's something. Then the other arrest. So they arranged it before the tribunal. It was hot. No power. We were never consulted. We considered to say my brother was a military man. Considered a man called television. He said whatever happened in the world, when you look at his screen, he sees it. But the traditionally said they will release us. Then there was a man at Kimodan called Atian Frama. We sent for his help. Then my friend's wife went. He said he need the names of those who are trying the case. I was able to call this, for the names, and I gave it out. And the lady went. He said, a time from us said that's the correct name. He lifted a big stone and put it on the names, the names, and it was turning. But they released us. We shouldn't worry. My mother also went. Oh, they were traveling just to get me out of prisons.
At the time you were in remand, where were your powers?
And that is where I'm coming. When I was there in the remand, the man told me that as surely as I live, no power can stand me. But they arrested me. So I sent a message to him that if he doesn't get me out of prison, I'll come and meet him outside. I'll beat him. And he said he will prove to me that he gave me the powers. My brother, I wasn't moving. The vest went away and the ring
Went away.
went away.
Everything disappeared.
That is
Now you don't know where it has.
up to now. When I sent for him, he said he has taken his power. Whatever I want you to do, I should do.
He was eventually sentenced to prison. Life in prison was hard for Prince and his colleague prisoners.
They will come Fridays. They come and pick people for executions. They will come and pick 5, 6 persons in my room. Go and pick 5 or 6 from my friend's room. I'll be left alone. He'll come in, yeah, and I was also Saki, are you there? Say yeah. Then we start to cry. Rampant executions. You don't know whether they will come and pick you today or tomorrow. The government of J.J. Rawlings has handed over power. He granted me pardon from 4th of January 2001 as in most office. The paper came on the 12th. He has left office. Somebody can decide to say, no, I won't let you go. No.
Building a new image for ex-convict has always been a challenge that can only be overcome with the help of the society. Theodosia Jackson is a founder of Jackson Educational Complex. He met Prince after his prison life.
I rented an apartment, furnished it for him, and took care of him. I used to cook for him and his friend daily. He introduced a lady that he wanted to marry that lady. So we married that lady for Prince.
Mrs. Jackson added meaning to Prince's life. Prince is thanking his stars for a better life. He may not have rediscovered himself after prison without support from a good Samaritan like Theodosia Jackson.
It is Mrs. Jackson who, at a point in time, he has really helped me. She has really helped me. When I was going to marry, she came and stood in for as my mother and the husband as my father. This time I married to execute everything for me. So my first daughter was named after her. This was Theodosia. I'm very grateful to that lady.
Mahmud Mohammed-Nurudeen reporting.
Yes, pregnant. When you hold it, they cannot. Is it?
It's exotic.
Well, life indeed has many faces. And just in case you've been touched with that interaction with Mahmud Mohammed-Nurudeen, please make sure you get interactive. On Facebook, we have JoyNews on TV. And then we also have our Twitter handle at JoyNews on TV. But today, next, we're going to spend some time with the man who's been referred widely to as the unsung hero of Kumasi music. He's the son of the legendary Alhaji K. Frimpong. Kwame Jesse